Hello students, welcome to the fifth lecture of real numbers. Today we will see important concepts which will help us in solving the exercise number 1.4. What does this exercise 1.4 deals with? Exercise number 1.4, it deals with the decimal numbers. You must recollect the knowledge of decimal numbers from your standard 9 chapter 1 number systems. What conclusions you must recollect regarding decimal numbers? So the first thing is, decimal numbers, they can be classified into two categories. Either they are terminating, right, or non-terminating. Non-terminating leads us to the conclusion that they are irrational numbers. If the decimal given is non-terminating, definitely it is a irrational numbers, right? Non-terminating decimals, they are again classified into two categories. They can be either recurring, right, or non-recurring, anything, but they fall into this category. They will be definitely irrational number. Similarly, if they are terminating in nature, that means for sure the numbers are rational. The numbers, those decimal numbers, are the rational numbers. So based on this, we have three theorems. Let us see those theorems. We have theorem number 1.5. Any rational number x, right? X can be represented in this format, p by q. So if any rational number x such that x is represented in by the p by q format, if it is terminating decimal, then we lead to the conclusion that x is rational number. We lead to the conclusion that q is of the format 2 to the power n or 5 to the power m. That is what the theorem number 1.5 is. What is this theorem? That any rational number, you take any rational number, if it is rational number, then it can be expressed in p by q form. Then the q, the denominator, right? If this rational number is terminating in nature, any rational number, if it is terminating in nature, then definitely the denominator of that rational number can be expressed in this form. What does this mean? Let me explain you with the example. If you take an example of 3 by 8, right, is this a rational number? Obviously yes, it is expressed in p by q form, so it is a rational number, right? So can we say that it is a rational number? Then the denominator can be expressed in this form. Obviously yes. See this can be written as 3 into 2 to the power 3 dot 5 to the power 0. So obviously it is in the format of 2 to the power something, 5 to the power some digit, right? So obviously if the denominator in this form, then the number will be terminating in nature. Let us divide and see. So if we divide and see 3 by 8, right, better we can convert it into some other format which will be simple in division. So 375 upon this will be 1000, right? So 0.375. see this, that is what the theorem is, that any rational number, if it is terminating in nature, then q will be in this format. If q is not in this format, definitely it will be non-terminating for sure. Let us see the theorem number 1.6. What is theorem number 1.6? Theorem number 1.6, it is also converse of 1.5. Theorem number 1.5. What does it states? If x is rational number and, right, x is rational number, so obviously x can be represented in p by q form, right? And if q is in this format, it leads to the conclusion that x is terminating decimal. Just see, it is exactly the converse of 1.6, right? If x is rational number, so theorem number 1.6, right, exactly opposite of the 1.5. That is, if x is rational number which is of the form p by q, and q is in this format, 2 to the power n, 5 to the power n, then for sure x will be terminating decimal, exactly opposite of the 1.5, right? Then we have theorem number 1.7. What is the theorem number 1.7? Theorem number 1.7 states that if x, which is expressed in the form of p by q, right, expressed in the form of p by q, and q is not equal to 2 to the power n, 5 to the power n, then the conclusion is that x is non-terminating decimal. Ultimately it is a irrational number. So this is the methods through which you can find out whether the number is rational or irrational. These theorems are for rational numbers, right? This is for a irrational number. So if q denominator is not in this format, definitely it is a non-terminating decimal number. Want to check? Yes, we can check. Let us take an example. If we take an example of let us say 21, we can take an example of 21 by, let us say, 31. Obviously in this case the denominator is neither of the form, so this is for sure it is a non-terminating decimal, right? As well it is a irrational number. Let us divide and check. So if we divide and check 0.0, 6 are 186, so 0. 6 yes, 186, 4, 0, 2, 24, right? Then if we take decimal point here, 240, it is 7 side, it will go 217, it will be, right? So 323, again if we take 0, it will again go 7 times, so it will be 217. 13, so if we take 0, 130, 4 side it will go 124. 6, right, 60 if we take, 31 ones are 31. 29 we take 0, right? 31 if we take 7s, we have taken 8s, 9s, yes, 9 side we go, so 9s are 279, right? 1, again if we take 0, 110, so I think it will go 3 times. So see, obviously the conclusion is definite, it is a non-terminating decimal, it will go on for sure, and it is irrational number. You can try as much as you want. So we have a questions based on these theorems, right? A very simple exercise number 1.4. So the first question we have from the exercise number 1.4, that is, without division, show that, exercise number 1.4, first question we take that without division, show that the number is terminating decimal number or a non-terminating decimal number. That is what we have to show, and the first question they have given is 17 by 8. So let us see, without division we have to do. So obviously here we can see that denominator, right, it can be written as 2 to the power m, so 2 to the power n, and 5 is missing, you can write 5 to the power 0, right? So obviously it is in this form, right? So we can write down here that denominator is of the form 2 to the power n dot 5 to the power m, hence 17 by 8 is terminating decimal number. Obviously it is a terminating decimal number. Even if you divide, you can check. Then the second question in the same category we have is 129 by 2 to the power 5 to the power 2 to the power 2 5 to the power 7 and 7 to the power 5, right? So again, if we check the denominator, we can write down the answer here that denominator is not in the form 2 to the power n dot 5 to the power m, right? We also have some additional number, so we can say that given number is non-terminating decimal number with recurring nature. It will be in recurring nature for sure. Here we can add terminating, non-terminating decimal, and also it will be recurring in nature. For sure it will be recurring in nature. So that is what the answer is. Let us take the second question, right? Identify as rational or irrational. Identify as rational or irrational and comment on denominator. So what kind of denominator will be, right? So the first question in this category we have is 43. So the first question we have is 43.123456789. Now obviously here we can see it is terminating in nature, right? So it is terminating decimal, right? Hence it is rational number. Simple, right? If it is terminating, it is rational number. Second question we have is 0.1200 Now here if we see, it is non-terminating, right? We can write down answer as non-terminating. It is non-terminating that we can observe, hence it is irrational, right? So that is the simple exercise. Similar type of the sums we have, you must try, practice, right? So that's enough for the exercise number 1.4.